Welcome to this Functional Skills Level 2 Maths training video. This video contains information and guidance on Criterion 12. Follow the order of precedence of operators, including indices. At Level 2, and by the end of this session, you should be able to understand the order of operations, apply BIDMAS correctly to solve calculations with more than one operation, recognize and use indices or powers in calculations, and solve problems that use both brackets and indices. Mathematical calculations must be performed in a certain order. This order is known as BIDMAS or sometimes BODMAS. These both mean the same thing. The letters in BIDMAS tell us which order we need to perform a calculation in. Brackets, indices or orders, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. This acronym is a very useful tool and will help you to remember the order of precedence when completing calculations. When using BIDMAS, break the calculation down into small steps. This will help you to avoid mistakes. Let's look at this in a little more detail. BIDMAS stands for brackets, indices, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. We always follow this order when working out a problem with more than one operation. Brackets. Solve anything inside brackets first. Indices. Calculate any powers next. For example, 23 squared or 5 cubed. Division and multiplication. Work from left to right, whichever comes first. If a multiplication comes before a division, solve it before you solve the division. Addition and subtraction. Lastly, work from left to right for any addition or subtraction. Again, it does not matter which comes first, as long as you work from left to right. Let's look at this example. 2 plus 2 multiplied by 10 minus 3. Let's follow BIDMAS. First, we need to solve the calculations in brackets. As there are two pairs of brackets, work from left to right. 2 plus 2 becomes 4. 10 minus 3 becomes 7. The calculation becomes 4 multiplied by 7. There are no indices or powers in our question, so we move to the next step, which is multiply or divide. 4 multiplied by 7 equals 28. There are no more operations. Therefore, the final answer is 28. Let's take a more in-depth look at indices. Indices, or powers, are used to show how many times to multiply a number by itself. For example, 7 squared means 7 multiplied by 7 equals 49. 3 cubed means 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 equals 27. It does not mean multiply by 2 or 3 or whatever the smaller number is. Let's look at this example. Solve 2 cubed plus 5. Let's use BIDMAS to calculate the answer. There are no brackets in the question, so we can move on to indices. The indices in this question is 2 cubed. This means 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. 2 multiplied by 2 equals 4. Then 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. 2 cubed is 8. The calculation is now 8 plus 5. The next step of BIDMAS is division or multiplication. However, there are none in the question, so we can move on to addition and subtraction. There are no subtractions, but there is an addition. 8 plus 5. 8 plus 5 equals 13. The answer is 13. Now it's your turn. Use BIDMAS to complete these calculations. Make sure you read the indices carefully. Pause the video while you write down your answers, then press play when you're ready to continue. Let's check your answers. Did you get them right? If you need to, pause the video while you have another go, then press play when you're ready to move on to solving problems that use multiple operations. Let's look at an example that has multiple operations. First, we need to solve the brackets. We can see that there are indices, subtraction, and addition in the brackets. We need to work out the indices first. 4 squared is 16. This gives us 16 minus 1. 16 minus 1 equals 15. Our calculation is now shown as 3 plus 2 multiplied by 15. Following BIDMAS, we next need to look at the indices. However, we have already expanded 4 squared in the first step because it was in the brackets. There are no other indices, so we can move on to multiplication and division. There is no division. However, there is a multiplication that we need to calculate. 2 multiplied by 15 equals 30. Our calculation is now shown as 3 plus 30. There are no other multiplications. Finally, we need to complete any additions and subtractions. There are no subtractions. There is only 3 plus 30.
3 plus 30 equals 33.
The answer is 33. Let's look at another example. Let's work through a problem where the brackets and indices are combined. In this example, you can see that the indices has been used directly outside of the brackets. When indices have been used directly next to the brackets, just follow BIDMAS. Expand the brackets first, then apply the indices to the final value inside the brackets. Let's expand the brackets first. 2 plus 3 is inside the brackets. 2 plus 3 equals 5. The calculation is now 5 squared plus 4 multiplied by 2. Next, we can tackle the indices. 5 squared is the same as 5 multiplied by 5, which is 25. The calculation now reads as 25 plus 4 multiplied by 2. When using BIDMAS, we know that multiplication comes before addition. Therefore, we next calculate 4 multiplied by 2. 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. The calculation is now 25 plus 8. Finally, we need to complete the addition. 25 plus 8 equals 33. The answer is 33. Here are some practice questions. Pause the video while you complete the questions using BIDMAS, then press play when you're ready to continue. Let's take a look at the answers. Did you get them right? Each answer has been put on a separate slide. Keep pausing the video while you check your responses, then press play to continue. Pause the video while you try a few more, then press play when you're ready to continue. It's time to check your answers. Did you get them right? Each answer is shown on a different slide. Keep pausing the video while you check your answers, then press play to recap what you've covered in this session. You should now be able to understand the order of operations, apply BIDMAS correctly to solve calculations with more than one operation, recognize and use indices or powers in calculations, and solve problems that use both brackets and indices. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.